Howdy, soldiers. I know, I have a lot of blush going on, but shh, it's okay. It's fashion. While I am no stranger to a book tag on this channel, there is one that is intriguing me that I have not done yet, and that is the book scavenger hunt tag, because I don't know if you made me realize, but I have a lot of books. Like a lot. Like, more than is reasonable for one person to own. Like, I basically am the procurer of a library. You don't even know all the ones I have. Like, we have those, and then we have those, and we have the ones at the bottom that I can't tilt the camera for. But then, if you look over there, there's a whole other shelf over there. That's not even counting the ones on the lower shelves that you guys can't see. This is also a bit of a long tag, so grab a tea, grab a snack, and let's get started. Number 1 is to find a book or an author that has a Z in it. And I say Z, not Z, because I'm Canadian. This one is super easy, because right here I have The Candle and the Flame by Hafsa Faizal. Great Arabian-inspired fantasy mystery adventure novel. Can't recommend enough. Number 2 is to find a classic, and I actually have a whole shelf of classics right down there. As a classic lit major, I'm picking one of my favorites, and that is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Love me some Oscar Wilde. Love me some creepy, weird books that have to do with monsters and morality. Number 3 is to find a book with a key on it, and I have run into my first problem. What has a key on it nowadays? It was such like an early 2000s thing to look at. Do I even have one with a key? No, that's a sword. And that is also a sword. Damn it. Key? Do I have anything with a key on it? Aha! I found one! And that is The Invisible Library by Genevieve Cogman. There is a key! It's so small, but it's there! Number 4 is very easy, and that's find something on your bookshelf that isn't a book. May I introduce you to my skull? I have a slight obsession with animal skulls and antlers. It's just a thing. This is this beautiful one that I got a couple years ago. She's in great condition. She still has all of her teeth, and she just sits right in the background of all my videos like a mascot. Or like an omen. Number 5 is to find the oldest book on your shelf. And I'm sure they're mean, like, pick something from 2003. Bitch, I got you covered. Along with the obscene amount of contemporary writers on my shelves, I also collect old books. So may I introduce you to this beauty, which is a book from 1841. I got this at an old bookstore here in Vancouver named The Clouds, and it's actually a book of geography, so laying the train tracks and geography across British Columbia from 1841. It's so delicate, and I feel like I need to go put it back where it belongs in a spot over there, because it might just like disintegrate in my hands. Number 6 is ridiculously easy, and that's to find a book with a girl on the front cover. I think I got this. Really, one of the first ones I thought to grab was Wilder Girls by Rory Power. Creepy sapphic survival horror novel. It was great, new this year. Look, there is a girl on the front cover. It's not a full girl though. What's happening with her eye? I don't know, you'll have to read it to find out. Number 7 is to find a book with an animal on it. And I think I'm gonna go with the very classic, easy choice. I mean, did you honestly think you could go a whole video without me mentioning Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo? There's the crow front cover, and it's so beautiful. I want this tattooed on my body somewhere. Number 8 is to find a book with a male protagonist. I'm picking a book that I haven't mentioned yet on this channel because I just finally read it a little while ago, and that is Heretics Anonymous by Katie Henry. Our main character, Michael, goes to a Catholic school even though he's an atheist. I thought it handled society and religion and the way that people look at different people based on what they believe in quite well. I quite enjoyed it. It was very funny. 9 is to find a book with only words on the cover. And I feel like this is going to be kind of hard. Oh, no, never mind, I got this. May I Raise You, The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon, one of my favorite contemporaries ever. This freaking, gorgeous cover right here. My lord, I'm so attracted to this. Number 10 is to find a book with illustrations in it. I know exactly the one that I'm gonna go to, and it's right over there. Take these out. No, please don't fall, oh god. One of my favorite fantasy novels ever is Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, and in the beautiful, special 10th anniversary edition, it has some very beautiful illustrations, among other things. This book is so beautiful. Illustrations in books are just something special, because when you have something like that, it just adds so much to the story. Like, look at that. Look at that. It's so beautiful. And then, if you look at the back, this is one of my favorite parts of this book. It has just pictures of stuff in their world. Like, here's a picture of, like, their money. And then on the other side, it has a picture of, like, a receipt book. Just those little details I live for those little details. Number 11 is to find a book with gold lettering, so I'm choosing Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas, which is the 6th book in the Throne of Glass series and the official companion novel to the series that was, surprisingly, not a piece of trash. I really like this book. I know a lot of people were so done with the series by the time that it got to this point. No one wanted to listen to what Kale was doing, but honestly, I had such a good time with this book. Love the characters, love what it did to the world, it kind of filled in some extra bits. I like this a lot, except that the lettering's gold, and every other book in that series has silver lettering. It's fine, Rachel, it's fine. Is the next question going to be find a book with silver lettering? No, it's to find a diary, true or fictional. I don't have that. I don't read diary type books. They're boring. Okay, I'm gonna cheat just a tad because I feel like I can maybe, you know, I can swing this. So I'm gonna pick Gemina over here by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff because the main character writes in a journal and then pages of that show up in this book because this book's like all pictures and files. So I'm not technically cheating. I think I'm just exploiting a very convenient loophole, and I am great at that. Number 13 is kind of weird because it says to find a book written by someone with a common last name. The example they gave is like Smith. For this one, I'm going to pick Marissa Meyer, who is the author of the Lunar Chronicles and Renegades series, because I am German and Meyer is a very common last name in German. We also have Stephanie Meyer, and then we have Marissa Meyer, and like a bunch of family on my grandparents' side from Germany is named Meyer. Like it's pretty common. Also, you know how your last name originated from the job that you had? So if it was Smith, you know, you were like a blacksmith or a silversmith. Meyer apparently translates to like landowner. So my family were landowners at some point in history. There's your fun fact of the day, everybody. Next up is to find a book with a close-up of something on it. And for this, I'm gonna pick a very classic book that is near and dear to my heart, and that is Uglies by Scott Westerfeld. It's a close-up of a face. Is this not the most 2000s book cover you've ever seen in your life? It has to do with like futuristic beauty standards, and I loved it so much. This was what started me in my reading journey, and I can't bring myself to buy a different cover of it because it's just such a classic. Okay, number 15 is tripping me up again because it says to find a book on your shelf that takes place in the earliest time period. I need more clarification on this, I feel. It's like a lot of fantasy novels take place in sort of like a medieval-esque type period, so does that count? Does it mean like in real time? Because I'm not a historical fiction person at all. So I'm going to go with a book that basically predates history, and that's Circe by Madeline Miller. Oh my goodness, that is very shiny. Oh god, this is such a good book about the origin story of the witch Circe from Greek mythology and the villainization of female characters, and oh man, it was so good. But I mean, it takes place an awful long time ago. Like, even the first line of this book is, when I was born, the name for what I was did not exist. That sounds old to me! Next up is to find a hardcover book without a jacket. And oh, what convenient timing! I happen to currently be reading... Ooh, there we go. Haul Down the Hawk by Maggie Stiefvater. I love returning to this world, but I did take the dust jacket off because I'm transiting to work and I don't want to ruin the dust jacket by like putting it out and taking it out of my bag all the time. So it's just freeballing it right now, and oh my god, it's so beautiful. Number 17 is to find a turquoise book, and I honestly can see one in my frame right now, and it's that obnoxious thing over there, which is The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. This book boils down to, we're here, we're queer, we're full of existential fear, and there's some sea monsters. Oh, or is that the sequel? Number 18 is to find a book with stars on it, so I'm just gonna real quickly go to my little sci-fi section over there and pick something out. Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, you make a return. It is Aurora Rising, which is the first of their new trilogy. It was good, found family in space, and then like space adventure, and some like murder plants, and there's an awful lot of stars. A lot of stars all over there. Absolutely beautiful. Whew, okay, lastly is to find a book on your shelf that's not YA. I can do that. You've probably heard this in a million other places, but let me reiterate. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo is not a YA book, okay? I'm not saying that because some characters get down and have sexy times. This is magical cults at Yale and like fuck me up with some of that shit, but at the same time, if you are under the age of 18, probably not a good idea to read this because like I'm 24 and this still messed me up. So just there's some dark themes, there's some weird stuff that goes down, and there's, you know, like some sexual tension and all that, but like that's not that important. It gets dark, okay? You're not ready for it. Oh my god, I need another tea after all that. So there you have it, the bookshelf scavenger hunt tag. That was very fun to film. I'm feeling very energetic now, but I do feel like I have to take off a little bit of this blush because I sort of feel like I'm a fever patient. I could build a castle with a throne and a moat with all the books that I have here. It's getting to be a problem. I mean, I've been saying that for like the last 4 years and like nothing's really changed, so I have made my bed, and now I have to lay in it. And I probably can make that bed out of books. You know where to click to like the video. You know where to click to subscribe. I hope you guys are all having a nice day wherever you are, and I will see you all next week. Bye!